Today I'll be talking about cross-elasticity of demand. Cross-elasticity of demand is a measure of how much demand for a product changes when there is a change in price for a different product. So in more basic terms, it explains the relationship between products. This is important for firms as they have to gain demand. First, I will be explaining the formula of XED. So the formula is the percentage change of demand of good A divided by the percentage change of supply of good B. The percentage change can be calculated by the new price minus the old price divided by the old price times by 100 to get the percentage. When using the formula, there are certain rules. The first one is that it is for substitutes and complements only. The second rule is that when the value that comes out of the formula is positive, it means the goods are substitutes. When the value is negative, it means that the products are complements. Here we're going to start with an example to show you how a graph of XED looks like, but first of all how the formula is used. So, as you can see, we're going to use an example of demand for pizzas versus hamburgers. Here we've got on the top the percentage change in demand for pizzas as the price changes for hamburgers. So what you do, as I said before, you take the new minus old over old, as seen here, times it by 100 to get a percentage, and you get a value, in this case negative 5%. Then the same you do for the percentage change in price, which is 1.80 minus 2 over $2. Also times by 100 to get a percentage, and you get negative 10%. You then have these two values left as a fraction, which then equals to be positive 0.5. Now that we found these values, we can plot them in a graph. As you can see here, our y-axis is the price of hamburgers and our x-axis is the quantity demanded of pizza. We have our original demand curve labeled D and our original supply curve labeled S. We start off with a quantity demanded of 400 when the price of hamburgers is 2, which leads to this equilibrium point here. However, when the price of hamburgers decreases by 20 cents, we get a quantity demanded of 380 pizzas. This can be seen by the arrows as the new demand curve shifts over to the left, D1. So the last step is that we have to interpret this graph and the values from the formula. So the first interpretation we can make is that hamburgers and pizzas are substitutes. Remember, this is because of the rules stated before, that when it's a positive value, plus 0.5, they are substitutes. Second of all, demand for pizzas is inelastic because the value is less than 1. This can be described by this sort of number line here on the bottom. Here you can see the XED value and the relationship. So when it's a 0, when the XED value is 0, they are unrelated. When the XED value is remotely negative, it's remotely substitutes. When it's very negative, then it's a close substitute. When you go the opposite direction, and it's quite a small positive number, they're remotely complements. And when you go and you have a large positive number, then it means that they're close complements. Thank you for watching, and if you have any remaining questions, leave a comment below.